Come here now, girl.
Hello and welcome to What's Map, your one-stop shop for everything workshop. I'm BonBonB and you're very, very welcome. Now listen, I don't want a lot for Christmas. There is just one thing I need. I don't care about the presents underneath the Christmas tree. I just want it for my own, more than you could ever know. Make my wish come true. Oh, all I want for Christmas is a decent snowfall map. And the best way to find a decent snowfall map is to explore the workshop. And today and tomorrow, we're going to have a look at a couple of the top performing maps on the workshop with a snowfall background. Now, I'm not going to say they're good because honestly, until you review them, you don't know, do you? And that seems to be my job. So hang on tight, hang on to your sledge. Sledge it! Go on, sledge it now. That's right, hanging onto your sledge really does support the channel, gets me seen by more people and helps me grow a little bit more every single day, as does hitting the like button. Today's map is Christmas Map, hooray! 2019, hooray! By Amilyne, hooray! Don't think we've done Amilyne before, but it's not their first map. They seem to have an awful lot on the workshop. There's your start square, there's water, there's highway and there's ground. Pretty much what you want. There's your terrain heights. It's quite hilly, okay, but playable in terms of hilliness. And then your resources look like that, and once again, very strong, I would say usable. And then off to the workshop, what do we need? Well, it's snowfall and after dark. You need both of those. Then there's a few bridges, network extensions too. Move it, apparently you need. Well, strictly speaking, you don't. A few more bridges, a transformer cabinet, blah 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 blah. We'll be using the vanilla snowfall theme and the vanilla snowfall LUT for snowfall. Hurrah! Now, let's have a look at what we have to play with, shall we? Decent snowfall map, that is what we're looking for today. Well, we're going to come down here and I've got a question mark already. Nice intersection this, okay, simple, plain, fine. We've got a highway running over this site junction, and junctions, well, it's a bit low. We're kind of in the fog a little bit, but you can see we've got street light clipping it through there, that's how low it is. Now that road is going into a hill, but I'm suspecting, if this was me, I would suspect this was the old road. And then the highway has been built since, because the route that this takes kind of runs, well, alongside but not parallel with the highway. It's an old national road, it's 4 lanes, it's fine, absolutely fine, I've no issues with it. In fact, the route it takes, it's fine. And the fact, it's just the way that it connects with the new highway doesn't make me believe that this was here first. Now, why do I feel that this is the old road and the highway is the new road? Well, there's kind of clues. There are kind of clues. We'll get to that. The only thing that makes me disbelieve it is the way that the two roads meet at the other end. They're going to meet in the middle down here, in a minute, in the middle. Put the kettle on, I'll be down in the middle. Down here we've got a nice bit of rock detailing down here, I've got no problem with that. See bridges coming up ahead, and we've got a tunnel entrance here. Slight problem with the tunnel entrance, look at how steep it is. It wants to be smooth going in. Network extensions to tunnel there, very nice. So anyway, there's the two roads, how they've met, and you see that they both go the same places. So one was probably there before the other, and I feel that the highway was built second because it's more modern looking. Also, we've got the Park Life Glory Hole. Oh, I do love saying Park Life Glory Hole. Make a thing of it. And then this goes underneath here and emerges over here, and we've got another Park Life Glory Hole going here. But look, we've got to see the tunnel going underneath it, going through it. That's very weird. Anyways, got a few issues. First of all, if this was the old road, right, and then you can see the newer bridge bit upstream from it, or downstream from it. Well, look, this old bridge has got room for a second highway. So they built the old bridge first, wanted to expand, didn't use it to expand, and built a whole new bridge. Well, that's money for you. Also, I want to show you something here. Have a look here. We've got the 4-lane highway. Then we go down to the asymmetrical highway here, 2 and 1, before going up to the 4-lane highway again. Now remember this asymmetrical, try and say that when you're drunk, highway. Remember that little bit there, call that Exhibit A. And we'll talk more about that in a minute when we get to Exhibit B. Anyway, back to this 4-lane highway, which is going to wind its way back over the tunnel entrance of the actual highway, which I think we'll jump back down to, because we want to get to the start square, and this is the way to get to the start square. So we're back on the highway, guys. I hope you're following me so far. Now this tunnel's going to emerge over here. I'm not saying whether I buy into it or not. Tunnel entrances could be worked on a little bit. We've got a bit of a slope coming down here, but I've seen worse. And then onto the highways. Now Exhibit B is coming up in a moment. This is one of many plopped intersections, and it looks fine. Yeah, happy with that. It looks okay, yeah. And what we have is we've got 3 lanes going down to a 2-lane slip road, which is nice. Except for this slip road isn't Network Extensions 2. I know, I have tested it. It's mass transit, as would appear to be the asymmetrical road. Which means you need mass transit, which would explain when I loaded this map up why the map was broken. That's right, I waited 10 minutes for the damn thing to load. For some reason, I'm finding Skylines is loading slowly at the moment, even with the loading screen mod. But anyway, yeah, I waited best part of 10 minutes for the map to load, and it was broke. So then I relaunched the game and enabled mass transit. I only enable a mod these days if it's required, because I'm trying to speed the loading times up. Anyway, it was a waste of my time. Basic rule of thumb is if you haven't got mass transit, this map will be broken, and therefore, well, I'm sorry, big score loss off of your star ratings, I'm afraid, for that one. I'm pretty sure you knew I was going to say that. Anyway, like this start square intersection, it's all pretty slick and nice. I got some slight clipping of street lamps there. Nothing in the highways though. Managed to avoid the highways. Consider that a lucky break. And then if we bear our way down here, we've got the start square and one of these. Ooh. When I say one of these, we've actually got 5 of these. There's a 6th one that I haven't actually included because it doesn't quite fit so nicely. And they are all covered by snow because snowfall, and they're props. Although the vehicle versions are also included in the pack. They are assorted Batmobiles by DTOX for the win. Hurrah! Yes, they're listed separately in the description of the video. Go and subscribe to all of them if you like Batman. Factoids, because factoids. The French critic Sainte-Beuve, Charles Augustin Sainte-Beuve, I believe, was born on this day, December the 23rd in 1804. On one occasion in his life, he was unfortunate enough to be involved in a duel. When asked to choose his weapons, he replied, "I choose spelling. You're dead." I like Charles Augustin Sainte-Beuve. That is my kind of geezer. Anyway, yes, lots of Batmobiles. A 6th one, like I say, that I haven't included because I think it was more of a Hot Wheels car from the 80s or something. But those are great. Love them all. Love them all a lot. I've been waiting to use that forever. Yes, assorted Batmobiles by, who was it? DTOX for the win. Yes, we're back to Christmas Map 2019 by Amilyne. And back onto the highways. There's quite a lot of highway infrastructure, not too much, but quite a lot, covering large swathes of the map. Does it make all of the sense in all of the places? Another one of these plopped intersections here. The answer to that would be not essentially, but let's not worry too much. They're not awful. Some of them are playful. I'm going to go with the word playful. Okay. Another intersection here. We're going to go off into the wilds because we can, heading off in towards the fog, but we're not going to finish just yet. Now, a little reminder, we're coming up to the end of year. If you are wondering what's going to happen over Christmas, What Map will stop for a week and we'll do the best of 2019, where I pick out 12 of my best maps, feature 6 of them, and on Christmas Day we'll have a Christmas Day special, where I'm going to pick 2 maps that very nearly made it onto my final 12. Had to be dropped because you can't get every map into the final 12, and I'm going to review those, well, not review them, but give them a second look, a little feature, and but I'm going to do it with the snow turned on, so they're going to be reviewed with just a slight change from their normal aesthetics. I don't know whether they're going to appear good. I don't actually do the creators any justice whatsoever by doing this, but I'm going to do it for a bit of fun anyway, and a little bit of a re-show for two of the very best maps of the year with snow turned on. Who knows? Who knows? They might get a few new subscribers. Right, off into the fog there. Right, let's have a look at the rail. We've got some rail down here. Now, I'm going to say this is my favourite bit of the map. It's not one of my favourite maps, I'm going to be honest, but this bit of the rail I'm quite buying into. It's not entirely perfect, as you'll see in a minute, with an encroaching tree. But this map does leave a lot of open questions regarding rail, in that I think it's deliberately unfinished. We'll get to those bits in a minute. But we're heading up this way because there's your encroaching tree, naughty tree, bad tree. Not going on the bad tree list for Christmas. And we'll head up towards the rail will terminate up here, which is a bit weird, as you'll see in a minute. And we've got, join in with me, it's everybody's favourite Frosty. Yes. And we've got a nice little industrial town here where obviously the workers used to live, which is fine. But what I'm not really buying into is the clearance of snow here. Now, I'm not saying how it's done, because I know how it's done. I just don't know why it's done. I mean, we've obviously got this old harbour here where obviously the industrial ships used to come in and we used to load up with whatever that factory was making. But that seems to have been dead a long time, as does the factory. So what's clearing the snow? How do they get across the highway? How do they get across the railway? Why is there trees felled? I've got a lot of questions about this. It doesn't make any sense to me at all. That said, I think we're going to call that the good bit of the railway. Now we're going to come to the, shall we say, mildly perplexing part of the railway. And then there'll be a majorly perplexing part of the railway. So, anyway, another everybody's favourite Frosty just there. Oh, it's Rudolph. Hello, Rudolph. See you later, Rudolph. Another tree encroaching there. And then the rail. And now you're thinking the rail's looking good here. It's going to go towards the hills. That's probably what BonBon is talking about. It's a bit like hilly over this direction. Yes. You'll also notice that the rail doesn't go any further than here. Now, that is deliberate, I feel. We'll go that way in a minute. Because if we follow the line along the route that it probably would take, which is just here, you can see it starts up again. So, is that accidentally removed or is that deliberate? I'm feeling deliberate because you'll see some more deliberate bits in a minute. Trees there. No, dead ends here. And when it starts up again, it elevates quite a bit. And this bit of rail here does elevate quite strongly. So we're going away from the realism here. So it's fantasy snowfall map. Now what we have here is obviously a break in the rail going off in this direction. Now if we follow that natural route, I feel that that would end up, you can probably make up on the left hand side there. So follow the line around this way and you can see it's cleared there. That is actually smoothed out ramp. That is clearly where the rail was meant to go. Only it doesn't. Now if we come up this way, the rail carries on and it sort of like stops massively elevated in a quarry. That's interesting. Very, very interesting. Now, make a note of where that is, okay? Keep in the centre of the screen. Right, so now we know where that is. And then this is the quarry. Up here, if we go up that way in a minute, you'll see we've actually got an outside connection. All there is here, though, I will leave the fog switch on. You can make it out just there. Outside connection. How are you going to get the rail from the quarry up to there? I do not know. Now you think, that's it. Let's go to the intermission. Oh, no, no, no. There's plenty more to question with the rail. This is highly entertaining, I feel, to me. So we got the twin rail. I like it, the double lines. This is quite tidily done. Goes along the bottom of the cliffs here and it's going to come around here. It's going to dead end right there. Okay. Is that going to continue to anything? The answer is, well, yes. This is why I believe this is deliberately done. We've got an incomplete rail bridge. A custom built in. I like this little touch. I like that a lot. And there's not enough of a hint though. We can see the rail line is clear there and it's elevated there and it's all set to go. but there's huge chunks of rail which are incomplete, and I think it'd be fun to build them in. I'm not saying it wouldn't be fun. Well, it'd be fun where it's supposed to be fun, I guess. Now if we come over to this part of the map, you'll notice out here we have got, again, just an outside connection. There it is, just an outside connection, no more than that. Where's that supposed to connect up to? There's no rail on this part of the island or the map at all. In fact, the nearest we've got is back over here, where we were a minute ago, with a quarry just up the way. And I'm just completely, there's your quarry, there's your outside connection, or there isn't an outside connection. Does that make sense? Help. Help.
Have you ever wanted to create a snow scene in your summer city, but you're not interested in buying the Snowfall DLC? Then you need the Beginner's Guide to Snow Without DLC by BonBonB. Click the information button now.
And if you like that intermission, there'll be an identical along tomorrow, because snowfall. Snowfall. Okay, shipping routes. This looks okay. That splits quite nicely. And that's got a little triangle in it, so everything's smoothed out a bit. Then this comes up here, and then you've got one that doesn't have one, with the right angle turning. That goes back off to the edge of the map, so you can see that any ships coming in here, come along here, hard left, and then you can go either way. So yeah, that kind of needs a bit of help, and possibly a shortcut, possibly. Anyway, this then heads up here. This is all very good. Then we've got a bridge up here, which we haven't really looked at, but you just be crashing through this pillar, I'm afraid. Pillar in the way, and crashing ship alert. Goes off the edge of the map, just over, no, around here, a bit further, a little bit further, a little bit further. There you go, off the edge of the map there. Woo. Water flow. Here's your start square. The start square has got this little hint of water just on your left hand side. Not all of that, but enough of it. And then we've got good strong water flow coming down the hill. Everything's very fine. Good strong water all the way through there, under the bridge, and off the waterfall and out into the strait there, which is great. Okay, so the map as a whole. I don't mind the design. I think a little bit of finesse with the mountains would be nice. Liking the fields, even though we're growing snow cones here, possibly. I don't know. But yeah, it doesn't snow all year round here. I like that. We have also got the Essential Tootsie Pop. Love an Essential Tootsie Pop. Very nice. Very frosty. And then we've got another one of these, which is fine. Again, I think it's worked okay into the... I'm believing it. I believe it. Then we've got the area cleared of snow again. Why? Don't know. At least that makes it easy for me to find. Then we've got some defences facing out to sea. Are they facing out in the right sort of direction? Is that Essential Lighthouse in the right sort of location? I think they are. I would go with that. I would reward you for that. That is good work. So anyway, this part of the map's very good. Then we've got other parts of the map which just leave me perplexed and confused. Let's have a look at the river. Shall we have a look at the river? The river, now I'm going to let you know, up here, this is your water spawn point, your source. It looks big enough to be a lake, and I believe it. Okay, I believe it. What I don't really believe from this is the amount of water that is coming down from it. It's gushing down here. Very strong water flow. I let it run the map. I let the simulation run for quite some time. And I think the water has almost found its level. This was a very temperamental river, and you will have water flow issues with it for a while. However, if you're playing vanilla rules, you won't actually be seeing most of this for most of the game anyway. Quite like the waterfall now it has settled, but there was all sorts of lumpy water going on here for the longest time. Then we've got the bridges, and the bridges are fine. I have no problems with the bridges at all. And then the water gushing out there. Actually, we've got water just about overflowing, and we've got a ridge of water going on there. Hopefully that is the last of it. I don't know for sure that it is, because I can't sit here for another hour leaving it running, because I have left this map running a long time on high speed, and it still hasn't sorted itself out. But I'm assuming it's as good as this looks. I'm assuming it will sort itself out. What more have we got going on over here? Nice intersection. There's so many other things. There's a whole host of highways that we haven't looked at in any detail. There's like a cleared rail line over there by the looks of it as well. We haven't really explored that. So it's a sort of map that if you want to have a good explore, it's not a bad map for an explore. And it's not a bad map for a build, actually. There's plenty of buildable space. It's quite an interesting shape. Is just seems to be lacking something. And considering the creator has a lot of skills. I mean, look at the quality of that bridge is done superbly. Then we've got this bridge here on the elevated section, just would have stayed elevated for me. They're not aligned. They are just not aligned. And if you have a look closely at the suspension sections, this side fits completely within the span of the opposite side. Anyway, what do you think though? What do you think of this map? Is it a 1-star map? Is it a 5-star map? Is it somewhere in between? Your vote really does count. We use it at the end of the month for the Viewer's Choice Top 10. Will this be one of the top 10 maps of the month? Only you can decide. What do I think? I don't think. Honestly, I don't think. Aesthetically, I want to give it 3 stars. I just can't. I don't think there's any real interesting design here. It doesn't sell itself to me. I'm going to go 2 stars. For detailing, the creator has a lot of talent. You can see by the quality of the custom bridges. Unfortunately, it hasn't been shared to most of the rest of the map. There are a lot of question marks. I won't mark the map down on the question marks, but I still feel it needs some work to get to a 3rd star. I'm going 2 stars for detail. Gameplay potential, I feel it's got a lot of playability, this map. But, as always, missing DLC off of the workshop requirement lists, meaning a broken map, meaning wasting time for the player. Oh, loading up a map and it not working. I'm sorry, that's an instant 1 star. Don't like doing it, but I have to. So there we go. As it stands until the workshop is updated, Christmas Map 2019 by Amilyne gets that 1 star for gameplay. Anyway, thank you for watching, for commenting, for liking and for subscribing. We have one more map until Christmas and then it all starts. The map of the year, it all starts. It's going to be good this year. We've got so many good maps this year. I don't know. I just don't know. I don't even know I've made the right decisions, but I'm going to go with them. There's another map on the screen now if you want a little vote on that, and it's still not too late to become a BonBonB buddy for January. Follow the link, patreon.com/BonBonB, and I hope to see you there. Thanks for watching.